Are we good to go? All right. As before, we're just very focused on bread and butter issues. This is the heartlands of Singapore. They're all the people here don't have it good, and my message to them is that we'll continue to make sure that their livelihoods, right, their everyday living is taken care of. Bukit Batok has a lot of elderly residents, retired, and where is the income? When you ask them, CPF doesn't quite pay it. And their money is all locked up in the HDB flats. They've been paying out, and now what they say is they're asset rich, cash poor. But that's not even true nowadays, because your 99-year lease brings your HDB flats, the prices of HDB flats down. I was just talking to two gentlemen over there. My point, and they were saying, my point to them is that before elections, they kept telling us repeatedly, HDB flat prices will never fall. But that's not true. That's absolutely not true. Because you look at you ask real estate agents, once your flat gets a little older, you cannot sell it anymore. The prices automatically comes down. So before that, we used to depend on CPF, on HDB flat for our income, retirement income. You can't do that nowadays. And then because of the HDB flat prices being so high, all our CPF money is now locked up in HDB. So your payouts every month, the average retiree household is about $280. That's not from me, that's from research. Okay? How are they going to survive? How are they going to get by? One cup of coffee is already $1.20, $1. All right, you add it up. It very quickly makes it very hard for you to live on. And that's why we want to make sure that all our 80% of our poorer elderly people, retirees, get $500 a month. You make a quick calculation, that's only $2.8 billion a year. It'll take us 40 years, 30 years to reach what the government just passed, the budget of nearly $100 billion just in a few months. And we're going to spend it all in the next 1.5 years or 1 year. Okay? So all these things, we have to get into Parliament to make sure that the ministers understand the difficulties of our people here, and I'm going to go into Parliament and speak up for them. Now, as far as Bukit Batok is concerned, I also want to point out, now just at the letterbox over there, this estate must be managed better. Okay? I will go full time. From day one, you will see me here. I won't be in Shenton Way, some office right downtown. I'll be planted right here. And that's the only way that we can take care of this estate and make it the best constituency, the best estate that we have in Singapore. Okay? Thanks so much. That's all. I just want to be able to move on and make sure we cover the rest of the estate.
What are your thoughts on seeing your rival here?
Thank you. 谢谢大家. Thank you.
What are your thoughts on seeing your rival here together with the big guns like Mr.
Yes, I was very glad to see Mr. Murali here. I wish him all the best. Remember, okay, our political contest is always on issues. We never do personal attack, unlike the PAP. They keep attacking me on a personal basis. When you attack me and say all these things, how do you help everybody here? Right? How are your issues that they're concerned with? How does it get better? So I want to tell Mr. Murali, and I want to tell Mr. Tharman, who was here, to focus on the issues. Now, I met Mr. Tharman earlier on, and I asked him, and he says, "Oh, we're all Jurong." No, we're not. We're Bukit Batok. Jurong is Jurong. Jurong is on the other side. I don't want Bukit Batok to be the little tail of Jurong. That's not who we are, all right? And the resources that come in here, we want to be the head and not the tail all the time. So my message, and I'm not sure why Mr. Tharman is here, this is a contest between Mr. Murali and I, and I want to tell Mr. Tharman that this is Bukit Batok, and we are going to make Batokians the proudest Singaporeans here in the west.
You mentioned that representation in Parliament is important. If you were offered an NCMP seat, would you take it?
Look, we are 5 days into the polling. We haven't even come to polling day yet. We'll cross the bridge when it comes. I'm serious. I've not paid attention to this whole issue at all. My mind is just focused on getting my message out to our Singaporeans here who don't have a voice. We need a voice in Parliament, and I just want to tell them I will be their voice.
What about for Bukit Batok residents in particular? In the constituency broadcast, right, we laid out a 100-day plan as well as various other policies that you need to put in place. What, besides you being a full-time MP, what are the other key differences? Because this whole rally also has a helping hands fund.
Sure, I've already said. Now, and this I'm on record, okay? I will use a portion of my MP allowance, and an MP allowance takes $16,000 a month. You cannot take $16,000 a month and do the work part-time. That is not right. Not only will I work full-time, I've already told Batokians, Bukit Batok residents here, I will use my MP allowance, part of my MP allowance, to make sure we fund, all right, build up a trust fund so that we can take care of the lower income household. I know, Block 2108, it's rental flats, lower income. Across the street, you have Skype. The two communities are not communicating, right? You have one household that's better off. We must be able to help each other. As MP, that's your job, bringing the community together. And that's what I'll do. And as I said, we're going to reach out and build up a trust fund that we can start this whole process of making sure all Bukit Batok people, and then in time to come, all Singaporeans. We must move up. If we are going to progress, we must progress together. We cannot leave people behind. And I know very many older folks, they're just still pushing and cardboards, and they cannot make ends meet. Go down and visit some of them, and you'll see it. If we are going to progress, we must progress with compassion, with a heart, and that's what we're going to push forward as we go along.
Sorry,
right?
Dr. Chi, will Dr. Paul be going full-time as well as an MP?
Two.
Will Dr. Paul be full-time as an MP as well?
This is something which we are still considering working on. When I talked with him before that, he's got a sabbatical coming up. The whole thing is not just only be full-time. You've got to have your mind here, right? And even if you're full-time and just taking the day off, the year off, it's not going to do anything. But we're going to have this big conversation, and let's get to the polls on Friday. After Friday, we'll have this conversation. I have no idea. That one you've got to ask.
Can you tell us, what portion of the MP allowance you're ready to commit?
Well, we've said 50% of the MP allowance goes to making sure that whatever projects we want to take care of, and then our party will take care of. And that's the pledge that I put in. That's something we're going to take very seriously.
Can you also comment on Mr. Tan Chun Sing's criticism about opposition parties' post-COVID plan or like thereof?
No, the post-COVID plan is something which we are very concerned about because there's going to be retrenchment. And retrenchments will come if businesses fail. Businesses fail because people are not buying things, are not spending. Correct? Right? What we want to do is make sure we put money into the pockets of our Singaporeans. And with that money through, if you're retrenched, we want to make sure that you continue getting some payouts so that even as your income stops, your bills don't stop. You still have to pay your HDB loan, you still have to pay your water bills. If you have children, your children still need to go to school, they still need to eat. Income cannot stop. Government helps them temporarily. When you have that kind of support, you go out and you continue to spend. That helps your businesses, and when businesses thrive, at least they survive, you don't get retrenchments. Also, as I said, elderly, when they come up, they're not going to just pay the money and go on a holiday, they're going to come here and have coffee. These shops behind you, they're going to benefit. So these are the things post-COVID. We need to tell the government, we need to stop increasing the cost of living for Singaporeans. Otherwise, I can tell you, they're going to suffer. So I don't know what Mr. Chan Chun Sing is talking about. But this is what our plan is, and going forward, we've got to help Singaporeans.
Now, you have an ambitious 100-day plan for Bukit Batok. How are you going to deliver? Do you have a team already set up? Who are you
Yes,
calling
I
on?
mean, we've got people earmarked on day one. We've got advisors, we've got planners, and 100 days may not sound very long, but it's a lot of time for you to get organized, for you to employ your professionals, and make sure we hit the ground running as far as the running of town council is concerned. We will post everything up. I give you my word right now. Okay, we will post everything online on our Facebook, how the finances are handed over, what our plans are. We will make a 12-month program, the interim report, everything will be online. Okay, this much I pledge to you. We will run this town council in the most transparent manner, and not only that, on a regular basis, we will go back to the people. They will be involved in the running of town council, because this town council doesn't belong to me, it doesn't belong to SDP, it belongs to each and every Batokian here in Bukit Batok. So we're going to push for it, and we're going to make sure that everything works. Have confidence, my friends, have confidence in all of us, and we're going to run this estate and make it the shining star in Singapore. Thank you, everybody. The money is going to come from where the government just taken $93 billion. It cannot be that just because the PAP says something, it's good and right. All right? SDP says, opposition says something, oh, you're going to bankrupt Singapore. No. I ask you to think again, okay? Whether it's a retrenchment benefit, whether it's giving our elderly $500 a month, we worked it out. Okay? It'll come out to $5 billion a year. $5 billion a year you compare to $100 billion they took out. You do a quick calculation, it'll take us 20 years. Even if we don't take in any income, government doesn't take in any revenue, it'll take 20 years. Correct? And that's why I keep saying, don't let the PAP always do the math calculation for you and they say, this is the one, this is right. Everybody else's calculation is wrong. No, don't let them do that to us. Okay? What we are going to do, we have already pledged. Okay? The people who are top higher earners, increase their income tax. Don't keep taxing all of us to us. GST, 9%, 2% more from 7% makes a lot of difference because we don't earn that much. People who earn $1 million a year, can you understand that figure or not? Ministers, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, who makes $200,000 a month, they can afford to pay more income tax. That money will use to come and help the people, the ordinary people. That's what we're talking about. Okay? So these are things in many ways that we are going to fund. Please, I cannot spend all this time talking about how we're going to, but go to our website, go out to our Facebook. We explained everything, and this again, I promise you, whether it's tomorrow or day after, I will do a rally speech. I want to explain to the detail how we're going to fund all these things, and it's very doable. It's very doable. All we need is think outside of the box and don't let the PAP control our thoughts all the time. Okay, Dr. Chin?
Dr. Chin, about the income tax and wealth tax, you mentioned that in the debate with Dr. Vivian as well. And he said, have a care that you're not uniting class warfare. What will your response to that be?
Well, for Vivian Balakrishnan, you know, when you talk about his salary, it's always class warfare. Does he ever think about us? About how we go through our lives? Every time we go to the supermarket, can we buy this? Tomorrow my children goes to school. Can we afford that? You look at the COVID situation, right? 3,000 households, 3,000 students could not even afford a computer or a laptop, whatever, right? It came out in the paper. Why is it in this day and age, when we have our ministers paying themselves so much money, right, that we still have to have poor children? And I know that, for example, ST Fund, isn't it? Pocket money for children. Why? Why can't we pay everybody enough money so that we can all, Singaporeans, enjoy our progress? Not just the rich, not just the ministers, but all of us. Every person, every Singaporean. We've worked hard, we've built up this country, and I think we have the right to be able to make sure that all of us progress together. This is Singapore, and Singapore means for all Singaporeans. Okay? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I wish you all All the very best. To see you somewhere down the road on the campaign trail. 我们为什么在这个国家这么有钱，百万富翁算不了的？我们的